Hey guys, Becky from Bex and Books. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing the March wrap up, and I only read a total of 4 books, which was fairly disappointing, but it's still something, I guess. We all have our bad reading months, and I've had like 3 of them. So I'm going to tell you what I read, obviously, and let you know how I rated these books. Let's just say that I think out of all these books, 1 was from my TBR last month, and the 3 were just spontaneously, I can't even say that word, spontaneously chosen. I don't even know why I attempt that word, but I did. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? The first one I completed is The Single Girl's To-Do List, and that is by Lindsay Kell. So this book I got from my iBook app, and I think it's a really cute cover. And this book was just very randomly chosen, and I was in the mood for a chick lit, and you know when you go on what's related to a book that you liked, like Sophie Kinsella and something related to her, and then this one popped up and I'm like, I've never heard of it, but I read it, breezed through it, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. It was pretty amazing. It's about this girl who has been in a relationship like for a million years. Yes, that's how he explained it. And all of a sudden this guy's like, let's have a break, and then next thing you know, it's let's break up. So she has never really witnessed being single. So her 2 best friends, one that is the gay best friend who is freaking amazing, he's adorable, and then you have just the girly party girl best friend who can't even commit. Of course, everybody has one of each of those friends, and they try to teach her how to be single, and this girl loves writing lists, so what better to do than write a checklist? So they did a to-do list for her, and all this funniness just ensues, and it was such a great book. It was so much fun to read. It got me back into reading again, and I loved it, and it was exactly what I needed for that moment. So the next one I finally read was Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Libyrinth by Rick Riordan. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I love these books. These books are pretty amazing, especially these covers. I struggle to relate to them in some ways because obviously they're 10 times younger, like 10 years younger than me in these books or more, but let's just not go there. But I just love these books. I've learned so much about Greek mythology from these books, and just the feeling you get whilst reading them. It's kind of like I'm reading Harry Potter again as like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or however old I was when I read those and had the feelings. But it kind of felt that way again in some ways, and I'm just like, ooh, you know, it was pretty good. There was so many mind-blowing moments and so many thrilling chases and adventures, as always, with Percy and his demigod friends. So I'm pretty happy that I finally chose to begin the series, and I'm glad but sad also that I'm almost finished them. So what will I do after these? What will I do? The next book I read was also another ebook, which is Prada and Prejudice by Katie Oliver. Now this has got to be one of my favorite covers. Like, I love this cover, and I love Pride and Prejudice, and the fact that it said Prada and Prejudice, I was like, ooh, it's like right up my alley. It's about an heiress who loves shopping and loves the big name brands, and basically she doesn't realize that that company, her grandfather's company, is actually going broke, and they call in this guy who is meant to be an expert at picking up a business that is going down and help it rise back up again and make it new and advertise such great wonders and bring it back into the profits and all that kind of jazz. And basically it's teaching this girl also how to not be a spoilt brat and how to actually work for a living, so she gets cut off from all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of a lot of fun and everything, and the guy in it and the romance and all that jazz, and I just loved it. except the writing was, there was a fair few mistakes in it and a lot of things that I wasn't happy with. Like, there was so many point of views that were not necessary, and like one minute you're like in this point of view and then next thing you know you're like in this random person's point of view and you're just like, wait, which character were you again? Like, and why am I listening to your point of view? Like, I don't even get it. So I wasn't happy with that aspect. Like, I just thought a lot of it was useless and you could have still told that story without having to go into that person's point of view. Some of the storylines where it was leading for those people was just like, why is this part necessary? I don't understand. But overall, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. So I'm curious to see what the other books are like. I did rate it 3 stars, so I mean, like, I did like the main characters, but some of them were just no, probably not. And the final book that I read for this month was one that I rated 5 out of 5 stars. I have not had this feeling in such a long time since like Twilight and Harry Potter, and like staying up until like I couldn't possibly stay up any longer because I literally had to get up for work in like hours later. And my friend was telling me about these books and I'm like, well, alright, it's 99 cents from the Kindle store. Let's see what happened. I was just, whew. And that book is A Shade of Vampire by Bella Forrest. Now, you probably have heard of this one floating around. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my freaking goodness. This book was amazing. Like, I read it within 2 sittings. And I just, yeah, 2 sittings. Like, one night I started it and then I had to go to bed, and then I didn't want to pick it up while at work because I knew that I would probably end up over my lunch break and people be like, where's Becky? I got home, did what I had to do, and then I went straight back into the book and it was finished. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't get how that went. I just don't even understand. I blinked, it was gone. It's about this girl who has a lot of, I guess, anxiety issues and stuff like that. And she's had her family basically walk out on her or get locked up in a mental institution. So she's staying with her best friend who she's actually in love with and his family. And basically they take her on a holiday and she gets kidnapped by vampires. And I mean, they're like a real vampires, not sparkly or anything. They are legit vampires. And they've taken her and she becomes a slave / part of the harem for the prince. Derek is so, oh, he's just amazing. But the prince basically finds something in her. Like, there's something different about her. Like, she's reaching out to comfort others, though she's scared, and she's unique, and he sees that in her. And it goes from the point of view from both of them, which I found fascinating, and I loved actually reading about both of their point of view. I really do want to review this book, so keep an eye out for that video because it is super amazing. Everything that happens in this book, it was just so fitting. And the world building, the fact that they've made this world away from humans, all the mortals, called the Shade. And basically they've got a witch that curses the sunlight away, so they can basically be up all hours of the day and there's no sunlight. So they even talk about hunters. So they're humans that know about the vampire race and hunt them, obviously. So the backstory behind how Derek becomes a vampire and how long for, it was just perfectly explained. So I definitely recommend this. It's on amazon.com.au for 99 cents, and I'm guessing it's cheaper in America, Amazon, because yeah, America's just cheaper for some reason. So definitely pick that up. Go for it. It's so fun. And then I realized there's like a million other books by Bella Rose that are of the same characters, and I'm like, hopefully next month I'll be like, well, I read all 25 of them, and I don't know what happened to the rest of my TBR, but you know, it is what it is. So that is what I read for March. Let me know down below what you guys read, or if you've read any of these and what you guys thought, whether you have the same opinions as me. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. So until then, happy reading. Bye!